business is business. And you have to understand that when you're transitioning, change is going to happen. You're going to have to be adaptable, and you're going to have to understand how business works. As you're transitioning your career, you're working on that project or whatever it is that you're doing that is progressing you forward. You have to understand that everybody's not going to operate the way you operate, and you have to know the flow of how things go. So understanding how you operate and understanding how businesses operate. And that necessarily doesn't mean that people don't hold the same characteristics, or business or companies don't hold the same standard, but this is what you have to do your research on and you have to read up on so you can see if it fits you. And that is a level of understanding of where you want to be at and how you want to further your career and get to the position that you want to get to. A lot of times you have to understand everybody operates different, and you can expect that the way you operate is how other people are going to operate. So therefore, you have to know that networking is very important, connecting with people, but understanding that the people that you decide to work with and network and that you do get connected with, you have to understand that they have characteristics that you relate to, that you understand, that you value. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up coming to situations that's going to create some friction. Nothing personal, but that's why I said in the beginning, business is business. And that's just how it operates. And you have to understand how businesses are operating. Because if you don't, then you're going to get lost, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get mad, and you're going to try to find out why this is the case. So a few characteristics that I value is being trustworthy, being accountable, being transparent, and that's just a few right now that I value, but that's just a level of how you respect people. You know, if you're being constructive if you're getting constructive criticism, then it's okay, because I'm okay with being told something that I'm not doing and I can improve on. That for me is valuable information. It's not like they're bashing you. It's not like you're failing at what you're doing. That's how leaders are. They're going to tell you how you can better yourself. And of course, there's a respect thing, but business is business. Everybody's different. Everybody handles things differently, and you can't take everything personal, because if you do, then you're going to get lost, because you're going to be in a situation where your emotions are always involved, and your emotions are always predicated on the decision that you make, the choices that you choose to choose. So I think as we move further in our transition, I think we have to understand that and have a level of accountability for ourselves to orchestrate how we want to handle business, or how we see ourselves in our future self of handling business when we do transition to where we want to be and as we progress to our goals. I'm finishing up training in my company. I think it's been an amazing time. We did a ride along as a field technician, and I got to do a lot of different things. Only had 3 jobs, but it was fun. It was a long day, but I think the experience and the knowledge that I gained from those 3 jobs was everything. I'm a big note taker, so I have my notebook. I take notes on my phone, and I do voice memos a lot, so I can go back and kind of do my double R, as I said, research and read, and understanding how to do my job and and be able to elevate myself to a better position to be successful. As I'm finishing up, I think the one thing I can take from yesterday was just being persistent and always finding a way. There's a lot of times we want to give up. There's a lot of times we want to stop because it's frustrating, because it's not working. It's not, something is not going how we planned it to go. And that kind of goes into our day, where the day kind of gets longer. But I think at the end of the day, at our last job, we was trying to get something connected to pull up a channel, And it took forever. It took a long time, but the tech was very persistent on once he found a little light that he ended up getting because he believed. And I think that's just something that we have to take for ourselves, that always believing. And that's what he did. And once he had that opportunity, he ended up getting it in an unorthodox way. Nothing that was standard, but it ended up coming alive, and the channel ended up showing, and the customer was very happy. I think that it was amazing that that happened, and I think that it showed me a great lesson, a valuable lesson of just being persistent and continuing to do it no matter how it may seem to other people. And it could be a little unorthodox, that it doesn't seem normal, it doesn't come off how it's supposed to come off, but you find a way. And I think that's the most important thing. As you continue to transition in your career, in your life, and you can continue to progress forward, just always continue to remember to believe in yourself. And sometimes it doesn't, your path doesn't have to look normal. It doesn't have to look original, because your path is your path. Love.